I guess they can stay over there.
Not clearly wrong. No wrong. He said, he doesn't wants to be cremated. And I said, so what do I do with that?
Recording for posterity.
I don't want her to have this recorded.
You don't have to say anything.
We don't have to say anything, thanks. So,
But we want to have a record of you being here.
Thinking about it.
Oh, excuse me.
I was checking that like the guys right next to him. Checking to see how they work. Did they hold the flag?
Excuse me, Bob.
Everybody knows Bill's plaque is down there, right? And Bill is down on the
Hey, Al.
Put on the safe.
down there already.
Here's the guy who's doing our fireworks for us.
Well, you are.
You're the one with the license.
What?
You're the one with the license.
Yeah, well, that's okay. It's only one fuse. If it was two, I'd have to do it.
Oh, okay.
I want you to do it.
So one fuse is going to set off the whole spread, huh?
It'll do the whole deal.
Wonderful.
Bill and I always say, let's go. Okay.
When's all this going to happen?
She wants to do the fireworks at 10 when it gets dark. Same way, basically the same as Sunday.
So we know you.
What we could do is,
You know, Al came by, and I said,
I'll have to kind of set it somewhere though because it's going to be hard to do with taking pictures or with the manual. No, don't take it.
Too late.
Okay, watch out, we got incoming.
are you trying to get his nose there?
Finagle.
Bill liked that word. Finagle.
Finagle.
Yeah.
Yank it out of my hand.
All right. Hello.
One good thing is yours will be steady.
If I can have your attention for just a little bit. My name is Alan Tubbs, and I'm the chaplain. I'm the chaplain for the Henry's Lake Memorial and general advisor.
Thanks,
And my wife, Bonnie Tubbs, she's the treasurer. But I wanted to welcome all of the friends of the Staniks. But I would like to acknowledge everybody because they came so far for this memorial. And we're deeply honored to have you here at our home. And I have a lot to say, but I'll try and keep it short. But we have a lot of good friends here on this memorial, especially a lot of veterans, and a lot of you fellows and ladies are veterans of Second World War and stuff like that. So, and we all have people that have fallen gave the great sacrifice for this. And Bill was a veteran also, U.S. Army, is stationed in Germany, and we want to honor him particularly tonight. And we're just proud to have you. But there's a lot of people here that came from a long way. New Jersey?
Ted,
Yeah.
Ted from New Jersey.
His brother. And
Paul from Las Vegas, his
Yeah.
cousin.
yeah, I mean, but I wish you would
Ted
go down and introduce yourselves and just yell them out to me, because we want to honor all of his friends and relatives.
We got my daughter Elke and her husband Ed came from Arkansas.
Hey guys, Arkansas. We're from Oklahoma. But anyway, would anyone else like to introduce themselves?
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Ted Brzezinski, and I would not be truthful to myself if I didn't say one word about Bill. Bill was a peach of a guy, as everybody can attest to.
That's right.
He was wonderful, he was enthused, he had a good sense of humor, and he loved to give the best parties in the world. I can still remember going over his house, and he would have steak. He had Polish sausages sometimes, but mainly German sausages and German beer. He would take me out on the lake and show me all the holes that he had. He would show us what flies he used. I even named a hole out there after him called Bill's Hole. And it's in 19 feet of water. And every time he caught a fish, he would come over and show me it. And I never cared that he screwed up my fishing for about 20 minutes. But that was Bill. And he was a peach of a guy, and I am glad to have known him.
Thank you very much. Anyone else like to step up right now? Anyone else like to step up, say something about our old friend? Oh, here comes Jerry Coe. This is Jerry Coe.
Ted forgot that
Why I started.
I'm so loud, do I need it? Bill loved his Chianti, and here's to Bill. He was a good host, and what I will miss most is Bill's chuckle and his dimples and his beautiful eyes. He was a real sweetheart. He was good to everybody. He lived a full life.
And a great man. Anybody else like to say something?
No, I got.
There's your opportunity.
No,
Come on, pure boy.
come on guys, I want you to talk about Bill. Come on.
Shirley Coe, now Shirley McNitt. I'm Bob Coe's sister, and I love calling Jerry my sister. But Bill and Lori, the times that I visited here, trying to pick up on all the memories since the teenage years I was here, they always made my stay more special, and the enthusiasm that was mentioned. Boy, that's one thing I saw. And special to me was Bill picked up on my side in my duel, my arm wrestling that's going on years with my brother. He helped pour the coal on that, but the sense of humor, the joy, the true joy of a fisherman, I don't know of anyone that had that more, unless it was Lori.
Thank you very much. And I remember Lori and Bill out there fishing and enjoying themselves all the time. And Lori wasn't a bad fisherman either.
Fisherwoman.
She could snag those babies pretty good. Is there somebody else that would like to come up, step up, and say something? This is Big Bob, or Bad Bob.
Big Bad Bob.
I hate to have this be a family thing about testimony to Bill, but Bill was a good friend. Up here, he was our next door neighbor over here in these bat infested cabins and skunk infested cabins, cabins 7 and 8. We were next door neighbors for many trips, and then
Our cabins are great.
your cabin. Then up here in the Skid Row area, we did both build cabins, and we're next door neighbors with a lot in between, and Bill did do some real nice parties, but you know, I fished with him down on the Madison. We had a lot of fun there, and then of course with Lori and Bill, we fished side by side many times, and Bill had a nose to find those fish. He'd go out there, such as down at Targhee when it was all crowded up, and he'd pick some spot that was clear away from everybody else. Next thing you know, they both got their rods bent over there. And, but Bill was a good friend back in Las Vegas, and certainly was up here. And I was shocked at his early passing, and miss him a lot.
Thanks, Bob. And you know what? It's kind of nice that we have a rainbow over here. You know, and maybe this is a special time for a tribute to a good man that he had a good life and a good man. Would there anybody else like to speak? Way down there, anybody like to step up and speak? Can you guys hear me? So if you'd like to come down here, how about his boy here? I mean, would you like to say something?
Cat's coming up.
Let me come up.
Would you like to say something? And you too. There you go.
So first I want to thank everyone for being here. I don't know, I've met a number of you, but Bill is my brother. He's my older brother. And any of you that have siblings, you look up to your older brother. And we grew up in a little coal mining town right on the river in western Pennsylvania. And as we grew up, Bill was a fisherman. And when we were both young, we both fished and we both golfed. And as we got older, Bill fished, I golfed. Because I could never be the fisherman he was. He would go out with his uncle, and who happened to be his godfather, who really taught him a love of the nature and being outside. And it was his Uncle Nick. And it was really special for the two of them to fish together. But I want to talk not about Bill as much as I want to talk about Lori. Because I'm going to tell you, I never saw a guy love a woman more than Bill loved Lori.
Amen. Amen.
And, and Lori, she'd do anything if that's what Bill wanted to do.
That's right.
So they fished.
That's right.
If he would have golfed, she would have golfed. If he wanted to travel, she would travel, because they were like perfect together. And I think, I would talk to him on the phone, and when we did, his love for the 3 kids, Elkie and Frank and Mikey, they were his kids. And he just loved being with them, and he loved just trying to help them grow up and become better men and women as they grew up. But Lori, I'm going to tell you, I knew Bill, and Bill needed you. You were the kind of person that gave him stability, you gave him what he needed in life, and you're a really special person. And I don't know of another person Bill could have found that would have been better for him, so my thanks to you.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on. Get up here.
All right.
You don't want to have to beat you up.
Yeah, okay. I'm Frank, Bill's son. I wasn't really prepared to come up here and talk to y'all and tell you about it, but
You're doing all right,
Yeah.
Frank.
there's so much to say about Bill and how much he's meant to all us kids, stepping in and raising us like his own children.
It's okay, Frank.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's gave us guidance, taught us the fun things in life, showed us the world, and always with encouragement and a lot of love. And we're gonna miss him deeply.
We all miss him.
Yeah. We're gonna set off some fireworks here for him tonight with his ashes and chum the lake. And hopefully we can go out and catch some big fish after that.
Get it beyond the wire.
Yeah. Beyond the wire, definitely. But I want to thank you all for coming. I know he loved coming up here and fishing and being with all you folks. And we're going to have to find out where Bill's hole is.
It's on my GPS.
Okay.
Call Bill's phone.
I know the,
You know.
And we'd certainly like the rest of you to come up and say a few words at a minimum.
Please.
Yeah, please, guys.
Just so we have a record of you being here, and what Bill meant to you up here. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. You're a great son. This guy's next.
That's,
Hey, I'm Paul. I'm Bill's cousin, and I remember growing up with him in western Pennsylvania, a small town called Monaca, right on the Ohio River. And I remember as a teenager, I started riding the bike around, and I lived in the country, and I could go into town, into Monaca, where things were happening. And one day, I went with my buddies, and we went across the Monaca-Rochester Bridge, across the Ohio River. That was a big deal. And then on the other side of that bridge, we went to a place that we went a lot. It was called the Beaver Valley Bowl, where people went bowling all the time. Huge 6-story brown brick building, and it looked like an old rundown warehouse, but it had a lot of history to it as a bowling alley. You walk up these big wide stairs, and you could take the elevator if you called the cashier to open up the elevator and turn it on, but you'd normally walk up the stairs and you could go bowling and you could shoot pool. And then my buddies and I walked up those stairs one day, and guess who we saw? I saw Bill and Ted. They were setting up 9 pins. Most people don't even know what 9 pins are, but they had 9 pins, and that really made an impact on me to see them, teenagers, hustling, earning money while I was out goofing off. And it made a big impact on me to see him. That's all I got to say.
Well, thank you, son. And we appreciate all the comments that are going on tonight, and we appreciate everybody. And all you folks have come from long distances, New Jersey, Arkansas. But we just appreciate all you guys showing your tribute to Bill. He was such a fine guy, and you know, what can you say about a guy that was that good? You know, he was always nice to me, and I hope I was always nice to him. But we have a lot of people here, and so anybody else like to step up?
yes.
This is really important. Okay, here's Kathy.
Hi, the first time Pete and I ever met Bill and Lori was out here at Pintail Point. And I had just learned how to fly fish. And we had been out here fishing for days, and we didn't really know anybody. But we had names for everyone. Bob was California Bob, and, you know, everybody had their secret flies. What are you fishing? I got Ed's Fit fly on, and so we're out there fishing, and Lori and I could not keep the fish off our lines. It was, we both cast out, we catch a fish. Pete and Bill could not catch a fish to save their soul. And we fished out there all day long. And that's the first time we met Bill and Lori, and we were friends forever.
Yeah.
And he was a great guy, and Pete and I loved him, and we dearly miss him.
I miss Pete. Guys, step up here. We want to talk to everybody here.
It's my favorite story.
I just have a couple of things to say. The first one is everyone's talked about Bill's great sense of humor. Oh, I'm Tony DiBiase, former neighbor of Bill. One thing I'll never forgive him for is that for about 3 years he promised to take me out on his boat, and he never did.
Oh, we're so mad.
So that's right. That's one thing. But you know, you talk about him having a sense of humor, but one time he did not have a sense of humor. I asked him, in all innocence, I said, "Do you have any nude pictures of Lori?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Would you like to buy some?" I don't know why, but he didn't think that was too funny. But you know, seriously, I would say one thing that he did for Elaine, my wife, and myself, is that, several years ago, you know, he was a good tax man. And he was always good with financial advice. And about 3 years ago, he said, you know, considering your age, Tony, he said, maybe you ought to put all your money in these zero coupon bonds. And you know, I took all my money and put it in zero coupon bonds. And guess what? I missed the calamity. And I owe that to Bill.
You got all your money.
Hey, that's not too bad.
He loves the zero coupon bonds, I tell you.
How about you, Purefoy? Purefoy.
Isn't that funny?
One of the things that I always appreciated about Bill is that I've known Bill a long time. And the thing about Bill, he'd go out here and he'd start catching fish. And I'd go over and I'd ask Bill, I'd go, Bill, what are you catching fish on? And back in the old days, there was a lot of people that wouldn't tell you nothing. I mean, nothing. And Bill would tell you what he was using, and he would ask you if you had one of those flies, and if you didn't, he would give you a couple of those flies. That's one of the things I remember about Bill, is that he was, as far as I know, always very straightforward about what was going on. But one of my fondest memories of Bill is one day I'd been out fishing, and it had been a slow day, and I came in and Bill was at the #1 spot in the wire. And so a lot of us guys who fish this, a lot of times we'll come in, we'll just anchor out here and just go ahead and make a couple of casts and see if anything's going on. So I pull up out here and I asked Bill, I said, Bill, what's going on? He goes, nothing, Larry. He says, it's dead. So I just reached down and picked up one of my rods that had the right line weight out here. I threw it out. Boom, boom. I got one of those hybrids. He took off for the center of the lake. My reel's just singing. Breaks off out there and Bill goes, what the heck did you have on? So it was my turn to tell Bill what fly I had on.
Yeah.
I miss him a lot.
We all miss him. There's a lot of folks down there. Would anybody else like to say anything?
Come on, Mike. Come on. You got
Would
good stories.
anybody else down there like to say something about him? How about Harry Tupper?
Come on, Harry. Come on, Harry.
Come on, Harry.
Talk about
Go over
Bill.
here.
Come on.
Say a word.
Tell him. He learned everything from you. Tell him.
Is Harry Tupper?
I just heard it.
It's on.
I had forgotten all about it. Bill reminded me some years ago with his first time that he was here. I don't know, it's got to be 25 or 30 years ago. And he was having a terrible time catching fish. In fact, he caught none. And I was having pretty good success that particular day. And so he came over and said, you know, what am I doing? What can I do? I said, told him what flies to buy, went up to the lodge and bought some, came back out and started catching fish. And put him on the awareness of what it took out here, and he did well ever since then.
Yeah. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate you saying a word. Would anybody else like to say anything? Is there anybody down there? How about you, Marcia?
Come on, Marcia. Come on, Marcia, talk about your buddy.
She says Chianti.
She's having Chianti.
She says one word, Chianti.
Talk about Chianti.
Oh, Marcia Purefoy.
There's only one word, Chianti.
God bless you.
That's what he loved, yeah.
Well, anyway, this is a great memorial service. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and it's kind of an inclement night, and but I'd like to say a few words, if it's all right with you, about his life, and I knew Bill only for a few years, but he was always a nice man to me, and always greeted my wife with dignity and respect, and I appreciate his caring for us. Fishing with him was a pleasure. I'd like to start off with remembering his life. This is something that Lori wrote out for me. Bill was born in 7/14/1946, born in New Brighton, PA. Service in the Army 4 years, almost always in Germany. I don't know where did he find a German lady over there, but he died in 4/23/09 in St. George, Utah. And Lori was married for 40 years to Bill, and 3 children, which love him very much. And I just don't know what else to say other than that, but he was a great friend and a great man in his own right. He'll never be forgotten. If you guys have not gone down and seen his plaque on the memorial, I hope you do, because he's right down there on the very front, the very back plaque on the right. And so we're proud to put his plaque up this year. But you know, we wish he was still here with us. But it's always a hard time for us. Hi, Don. I didn't see you back there, but I wanted to welcome all of his friends and thank you for coming out. My brother is also on this plaque this year, Edwin Tubbs. He passed away in January, and he died of cancer, and we'll miss him very much, like we will Bill. And it was hard for us to put that plaque up. I had one of my friends put it up for me, and because that was a little tough for me. I've lost all of my own personal family now. All of my parents are on there, and my brother's on there, and I guess I'm the only one left. Maybe if I'm good enough, I might be on that sometime. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Lord. Would you like to say something? I hope I just didn't make this too long, and
I just want to thank everybody for coming. I really appreciate everybody. I love all you.
thank you guys, I appreciate it, but we wanted to be, this wanted to be a celebration of life for Bill Stanik. And Bill Stanik, oh, I'm just reminded, Father, bless this that we're about to partake of, Father, and hey, everybody, enjoy the food, and whatever. So, but anyway, we thank you very much for coming, and I hope I didn't get too intense with the sermon. I can't apologize for what I said because the Master told me to do it. Good night.
In the lake?
No, crossing it through the trees, like.
Oh, that's a park, yeah. There's a road there.
It's Barbara and Rex.
It's real nice.
And
This is Barbara and Rick's, okay?
Hi. How are you? Do you want to play cards tomorrow? This is Mike Kavich, Larry Purefoy, excuse me, Donna, Ron's daughter, Betty's daughter, Caroline and Jerry. Hi, Frank. Hi. And this is Barbara Miller. Barbara Miller, yeah. Okay. This is Jim.
Okay.
And Mick. I know who everybody is. Betty. Oh, there's Margaret. On the camera.
Thank you.
Harry Ward.
Small one, for the most part, was about 18 years.
Kathy Ward right there. This is Jim. This is Donna's husband, Jim.
I always just like watching them fish because you never knew that.
Joni, my good friend Joni.
Hi, Joni.
Hi.
You get on the camera again. Okay.
Harry Tucker here and Ed Gillis.
Is this a newspaper or ESPN?
ESPN.
I want CNN.
I'm with the stuff in there.
This is the fishing report.
Oh, is it?
And on top of that, I got a bloody nose.
Oh, I get that all the time. Okay, here's
You got your purple
here's Joe Williams, my old neighbor, who's a good weed killer. Hi, Jack and Bob Coe, our good friend Bob Coe. And there's Jack Copeland, my old neighbor from Yellowstone Acres.
They said, don't tell him what.
This is Sally Miller.
We're taking pictures of
Video. We want to have everybody.
I'm sorry I missed you because I understood you were playing cards.
Just a little. Oh, wait a second. This is, I forget the names of the
Hey, you got an excuse. I'm younger and I forget.
Pat and Dave Reed.
Okay.
And we got two more hiding down here.
Krzyzewski. This is
Never say your last name, so I
Krzyzewski. Marty Miller. That's Sally's husband.
Right.
We can go
got
down
somebody down here still?
Yeah, there's somebody hiding. Well, somebody was hiding.
They saw the camera coming.
My son-in-law Ed. Oh, we gotta get Alan. Our good host, Alan.
That's a waste of Bill.
You go ahead.
That's digital.
I mean, is he bringing?
Get Bonnie.
And so we thought this would be really good. He went home.
That was awesome. Really good.
Down
Bonnie. Bonnie.
our good hostess, Bonnie.
Don't be tacky.
You know, you're in the video. And I wanna get my granddaughter, Lauren, which I love, Lauren Lee. And my daughter, Elkie.
Got us? Okay.
Got it.
Okay. I get you on my video. This is Marsha and her daughter.
This is Mandy.
And
This is Hallie.
I gotta get
And Dylan.
And
We've known Bill since we were babies.
yeah, Bill known these girls since they were really little.
Okay.
She's went back to California.
Excuse me.
I want to get Paul on here. And, this is Shirley and her husband Jim. This is Bob. Bob's sister. And my good friend Kathy. And this is my cousin too, right? My cousin Paul. Which I love too. And my good sister-in-law.
This was such a special trip. What a trip out to No, it's great.
Because they have to run up all night to make sure the smokers don't go out.
With the food and the beer.
How do you play a little bit? Yeah, I like that. Sounds good. Yeah.
I love Bob Dylan.
Some ACDC.
He's got a list.
It's recording. Here, Mom.
Take a picture here and you just barely push it to the focus.
You don't want me to.
Hey, come here. Michael, come
Not again.
Coming, Mike, turn.
Hey, come on.
Get over here. All right. Actually, you know what? That's wrong.
How do you zoom out?
Get my husband to do it.
How do you zoom out?
No, I just was pushing the wrong.
Oh, okay.
She's good. She's good.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's just got.
Oh, you had a Jesus.
Oh, you have to zoom it out. Sorry, you have to zoom it out.
Drop. Grab this one.
Yeah, and you were smiling.
It's recording.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, now try it. I've got it.
I'm sorry.
You may have to go. We may have to. That's the short. That's the short.
Kids are taking a picture.
Michael. They come out that time? Okay. Mike.
One more.
Okay.
Look here, boys. 1, 2.
Okay.
Look at it.
It's a dog.
All right, Josh. Josh, we're gonna save the rest of the battery for the fireworks. Josh is gonna set it up.
And we'll be right back with Bill's fireworks.